Hey yo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It is Monday night, April the 16th, 2018, and the SuperStar Shake took place tonight on Monday Night Raw, the first of two parts, and we are here to bring the hammer down on the entire night. Every single move that was made, the good ones, the bad ones, and everything in between, right here and right now, on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby! The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me is the world's greatest tag team, Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and my little buddy, my trusty companion, and the world heavyweight champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. We are here to talk about the SuperStar Shake-Up, and what a letdown it kind of was to me. Yeah, there were some things that we liked. I wouldn't even say we liked them. There were some things that were passable, but we have to see what the forward momentum will bring as it pertains to all these moves. And I have some things to say about a lot of what went on tonight in Hartford, Connecticut, for Monday Night Raw. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's show. Before we get started, on a personal note, I would like to wish congratulations to my absolute two best friends in the whole entire world, day one subscribers to this channel. Mrs. C, you guys know her from the comments section. My best buds, Alyssa and Anthony Campanella, welcomed into the world little Anthony tonight. During the SuperStar Shake-Up, I got a text with a picture of one of the most beautiful baby boys you will ever see in your whole entire life. He is absolutely awesome. 7 pounds and 6 ounces of awesomeness. Little Anthony, welcome to the world. I'm here for you when you need me, bro. Absolutely awesome news on the personal front here in the Sledgehammer TV family. Congratulations, you guys. If you just want to offer congratulations in the comment section, feel free to say congrats to Mr. and Mrs. C and welcome little Anthony on board, the newest member of the Sledgehammer Club, my little bud. Can't wait to meet him for the first time ever tomorrow. That's fantastic news. What is not fantastic news comes from the camp of John Cena and Nikki Bella, as this relationship has seemingly come to an end after 6 years of ups and downs and drama. Right? Entertainment, television, total bellas, total divas, whatever you want to say, right? Here's my thoughts on that real quick. I'm telling you guys that their relationship, while based in truth and in reality, that whole wedding, that proposal and everything, that was all manufactured. That was all bullshit. If anybody knows anything about John Cena, he is very serious about the fact that he does not want to be married again. And for some reason, he's got something against having kids. He don't want to have a little Anthony of his own. He's a dumbass. It's one of the most beautiful things you could ever do. And why he wouldn't want to pass his genes down and continue his legacy on through a son or a daughter or whatever is beyond me. But this was a sticking point for their relationship, supposedly, and this is what has caused this dissolution. Now, I would be much more sad and much more invested in the whole thing if the actual breakup didn't happen a long time ago, probably before even WrestleMania, and we were not made public knowledge of this because they were holding it so that everybody will tune in to Total Divas or Total Bellas or whichever one is coming back on E next week. Timing? Coincidental? I think not. Everything is planned. Everything was written out. John Cena was backed into a corner based off of a stupid comment made on one of these shows that became a worldwide topic. Is John Cena going to propose at WrestleMania? What if he didn't do it, especially given the match that they gave them to have? If That match came to an end and they beat the Miz and Maurice, and John Cena and Nikki Bella are standing there at the end of the match and he don't propose to her, then what the hell's the point? What was the point of the whole thing? It was obviously set up to do just that. I feel like Vince McMahon got wind of this and said, "Oh my God, John, this will be a great WrestleMania moment. You're a wrestler, Nikki's a wrestler, we do weddings in the ring, we can have an engagement in the ring in WrestleMania." And never once given a shit about the guy's personal relationship for real. And we all know the WWE don't care about your real-life personal relationships, and they've caused many relationships to crumble just based off of pressures and storylines and things of that nature that have caused other things to happen in reality. This reality for John Cena and Nikki Bella is that the fairy tale wrestling romance is over. And I say good for her. I say good for her. John Cena, from watching Total Divas and Total Bellas, if you learn nothing, even though it's all scripted bullshit, you can see, you know, this guy's one of the best actors going right now. And he's not acting on that show. And he's a genuine robotic and cold and scary human being. Really, he is. It's quite a flip-flop from what we see on Monday Night Raw, and it's probably much further from the truth. Not too far from the truth, rather, to who he really is. Well, that's enough about all that stuff. We also had the very sad news of the death of Harry Anderson, somebody who was beloved to me. He was the judge from Night Court. Any Night Court fans, you know what I'm talking about, and it's very, very sad news. If you don't know, now you know. I'm sad to have to bring and be the bearer of bad news, but the judge, Harry Anderson, also known as Harry the Hat from Cheers. He was also part of the original It TV miniseries that was on television, starring John Ritter and Tim Curry and many other people. But Harry Anderson has left the world. I believe they said he was 65 years old. Godspeed, brother. You made me laugh countless times. Night Court was one of my favorite shows ever, and that will be the end of all that. Let's get to this fucking show, because this show was exactly what I was afraid it was going to be. It was going to be a bunch of non-stop segments, right? No real structure to it. We didn't have a general manager really discussing with one another. You know, we didn't see any deals going down. We didn't see, like I asked for, you know, superstars showing up, maybe pleading for a job, asking Kurt Angle to please be part of Monday Night Raw. We started off right off the bat with just Jinder Mahal coming out in the middle of a Kurt Angle promo. Why would Jinder Mahal be on Monday Night Raw during the SuperStar Shake-Up? What other reason could there be? Obviously, one of the reasons that everybody stopped watching SmackDown Live is now part of the Monday Night Raw roster. Fantastic first move already. You got me off to a hot start. I was already furious, absolutely fuming, because not only is Jinder Mahal on Monday Night Raw, he's brought the United States title with him. So what does this mean for Randy Orton, who just won a #1 contender spot for the United States Championship? He didn't come to Raw with Jinder Mahal, and now Jinder Mahal lost the title tonight in an impromptu matchup made by Raw GM against Jeff Hardy. For them to do that tonight means they really don't have any structured plan for the future. It doesn't make sense to me why you would have Jinder Mahal win the title, not give it to Rusev, which was the right move, only to have him drop it during the SuperStar Shake-Up to a Raw superstar. Does this mean that Jeff Hardy is going to be drafted back to SmackDown Live with the United States title? Or are we going to see Seth Rollins moved from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown Live tomorrow night? It's very confusing. And to do this with the United States title, it's like they're doing it just to do it, just to have something for somebody to talk about, something shocking, instead of really sitting down and fleshing things out and making things come together in a fruitful nature. Something that tastes nice and delicious and sweet, like a beautiful peach on a bright summer day. Instead, we're getting a rotten fucking apple, all red and mushy and disgusting. And it starts with the worm in the middle, which is Jinder Mahal. Coming to Monday Night Raw to ruin things. You don't think I'm right? You want to say, oh, but Nick, calm down, bro. Give Jinder a chance. I say we've given Jinder more than enough of a chance all through SmackDown Live last week, but it's only been made worse by the other men from SmackDown Live that followed him tonight. We've seen Jinder Mahal, we've seen Baron Corbin, we've seen Dolph Ziggler, and we've seen Bobby Roode all come over to Monday Night Raw tonight. 4 men that made us want to vomit in our mouths while they all squabbled over the United States Championship all year long on SmackDown Live. You moved the whole entire worst feud of the last year to Monday Night Raw. Instead of taking at least 2 of these guys and getting them away from the other 2, because we don't want to see these guys mix and match with each other again. You want to see Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler again just because it's on Monday Night Raw? No. Do you want to see Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, or Bobby Roode and Jinder Mahal, or Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin? You don't want to see any of these matches taking place. We've seen it enough already. All you did was taken your toys from this box and moved it to that box, but essentially all your moves look to be remaining the same. Let's go over some of the other moves we saw tonight. Here is the official list. 19 names moved from Raw to SmackDown Live tonight. Starting, like I said, with Jinder Mahal. He came with his little singlet, his little sing midget, so I'm sure down the line when the other one's all healed up, he'll be following suit, and we'll have all 3 of them to ruin our Monday nights forevermore. Monday Night Maharaja. How dare you, Corey Graves? Why are you trying to put over this steroid freak? This guy looks like the living, breathing incarnation of Mufasa's brother, Scar from The Lion King. I hate him. I just absolutely hate him. And no, Mr. Justin LaBar, it's not because they want me to hate him. It's not real wrestling-generated heat. I don't hate him because he's the best, like a Ric Flair, because he was so good that he can't be beat and you just want to see somebody shut his mouth. No, he's bad because he's trash. Did you see his match tonight with Jeff Hardy? I have never in my life seen anybody take a twist of fate so bad. The guy took the twist of fate, dropped to a knee, and then for about 2 seconds forgot that he had to fall, and then out of nowhere looked like he got kicked in the face by the Invisible Man and dropped back. He did the same thing on an elbow shot from the top rope earlier in the match. The 2 of them are jockeying for position on the second rope in the corner, and Jeff Hardy gives him one of these, and Jinder Mahal takes it, and then goes, oh, I gotta fall. Huh. Garbage. That's why we hate Jinder Mahal. The Riot Squad. Let's bring on some more hate. I was very hopeful that they were going to disband this group during this shakeup. Instead, they took the whole entire group and brought them over here. Do you know why they did this? They did this because they moved Paige to be the SmackDown Live GM. Paige can't wrestle anymore. So all their plans for Crap Solution have gone up in smoke, which is absolutely fantastic. That's the absolution of the situation. It's great. It's great that they were going to have to disband Absolution. But we didn't see that tonight. They came out together, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, to Paige's music, of all things. Guys don't even have 2 minutes to come up with a little ditty for these 2 girls to be different and unique. No, they just got to leave it with Paige's music. It's okay. You got the Riot Squad coming up. I wanted Ruby Riott to come by herself. Ruby Riott has a shitload of potential. We're not talking about her pigeon face right now. We're going to keep it serious, all right? She is talented. She's very, very good. I've seen her in NXT. She has great potential, and she could be built into a megastar. But with Lady Strowman and Alexa 2.0 flanking her on her left and right, her stock just plummets. Absolutely plummets. What was with the blue tongue tonight, by the way, Liv Morgan? You looked like a freak. It was absolutely disgusting. I can't stand this trio as much as I can't stand Crap Solution. Which brings me to my whole reason, once again, why they did this. They needed Absolution. What's the closest thing they got to Absolution? The Riot Squad. They are a carbon copy of what Crap Solution was. They were a B level. You know, the B player version. A Paige wannabe and her two little minions. So now that they can go to Raw and play that role, because obviously whatever they had planned for Absolution means a lot to the Raw creative team, because they're just going to insert Trio A for Trio B and go along with business as usual. That's what I see by them making this move. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, best move of the night. Here's two guys that don't have a job. You got The Miz coming out there telling everybody he's brought Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn into Monday Night Raw, that they are now bigger than the NWO. You want the WWE's version of the Avengers? Here we are. The Miz, Taraj, and Owens and Zayn. I like this move. I like Owens and Zayn. I hope they remain a unit. It looks to me as if they're maybe trying to fill out the tag team division a little bit, but that depends on the moves, again, we see tomorrow night. If we don't really see many tag teams move tomorrow night, I'll be much happier, because we will have a better amount of tag teams. How they use them remains to be seen, but Owens and Zayn staying together as a unit to fill out the tag team division for a while in a very cluttered upper mid-card and world title spot, universal title card. The contenders there are so many. Strowman, Joe, Reigns, Lesnar. Then go down, you got Rollins. It's too many people for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to just immediately be inserted there. Let them do some damage in the tag team division. We need the tag teams. It would be great. What's not great, to a point, is Breezango. I thought that they were a nice fit for SmackDown Live. I don't really see them as a Raw team. Maybe that's just my prejudice against them. They did pick up a win tonight against the Bar, but let's not get our hopes up, everybody, because as Monday Night Raw proves, every once in a while, this was not a good show by any means, but every once in a while, they'll do something that you can get behind, like seeing Breezango win tonight. That doesn't mean we're going to see them keep winning. As much as I want to see them be built up into a real, credible tag team once again, and maybe get some gold around those waists while they're taking pictures of themselves and doing whatever, instead of just giving out tickets in the back to the bar for wearing skirts and camouflage jackets. Let's take them seriously and let's do something with them. They got their first win under their belt on Monday Night Raw tonight. Fantastic. But let's not go crazy. I'm not going to get all wound up and feel like, oh, Breezango's finally on their way. This is only step one. Let's take it easy and tiptoe through the tulips as we embark on this new journey of Monday Night Raw with all these new faces like Natalya. I was fully expecting to see Charlotte Flair show up on Raw tonight. Some woman of merit, somebody worth a damn, a Becky Lynch, a Naomi, even Carmella with the belt. You know, somebody bigger than Natalya. Who wants to see Natalya, right? I'm thinking this as she shows up on the screen, and then it becomes very clear to me, just by all the verbiage being spit out by Michael Cole and the goons on the commentary desk, that Ronda Rousey is good friends with Natalya. They've been training together. And they've said it so many times. Why don't you just come right off the script and say, hey, by the way, we brought Natty to Raw to help brush up Ronda Rousey on her wrestling skills so that she's ready when we need her to go in the ring, because she's got good repertoire with Natty. She's got good chemistry. They got history. Natty's already been teaching her how to do things our way, so we brought her to Monday Night Raw to polish her up and make sure she's a nice and shiny piece of gold that we can parade out in front of you guys and make all of the, mainstream, casual, jerky fans happy to see Ronda Rousey. Why don't you just come out and say it? Because there was no other reason for Natalya to be your big solo woman's move of the night. You got the Riot Squad and Natty for the women's division on Raw. How does that make anything better? Dolph Ziggler. Like we mentioned earlier, Dolph Ziggler came up tonight to absolutely no reaction. 0 shits given by the crowd. 0 shits given by this guy. That's a fact. Dolph Ziggler, no matter where he is just Dolph Ziggler. It's an act gone stale, it's an act gone cold, and I don't care about Dolph Ziggler's solo act anymore. It's a done deal. I don't care how many millions of dollars you signed for. To me, you're not worth a dime until you start pulling your weight around here. He comes out talking shit again. Right? Dolph Ziggler's, I'm the best superstar and this and that, and I'm the blondest and I'm the ziggiest. Same fucking shit over and over with Dolph Ziggler. And then you have it made even worse by the appearance of Titus Worldwide. Titus O'Neil and Miss Piggy and Apollo Crews, who's now just Apollo, come out, they want to recruit Dolph Ziggler. Maybe it's Dana Brooke that wants to recruit Dolph Ziggler and take a little ride on his little Ziggy train. Right? What the hell does Dolph Ziggler want with Titus Worldwide? Dolph Ziggler feigns interest, pretends to entertain the notion of joining Titus Worldwide, telling him, no, there's something been missing from me, but it's definitely not you. And then former NXT champion Drew McIntyre shows up and is apparently being teamed with Dolph Ziggler. Now, there's two ways you can come at this. One, you could say, well, this is very interesting. Drew McIntyre is a former talent in the WWE main roster, right? He had this great run in NXT. Maybe it'll be something different. Maybe it'll be something new. Maybe they'll be a tag team and be part of the tag team division, which we said is sorely needed. I guess I can't poo-poo on that. I can't be mad if I'm getting a new tag team. But how, on the flip side, how far down can you pull the stock of Drew McIntyre by teaming him with the proverbial mid-card, stale as 3-day-old bread, Dolph Ziggler? It doesn't match up. The scales are way off. McIntyre right now is white hot. Super hot. You want to put him with a dead fish like Dolph Ziggler? Dolph Ziggler's dead in the water every time he comes out that curtain, no matter whether his music plays or that ridiculous, obnoxious record screech to silence. If there's no music playing, why is there a record screeching to silence? You should start the music, I'm here to show the world, and then screech it out and let him come out to nothing. Why restart the music after the music's dead and been silenced? Awful. Absolutely awful. Just a little side note on Dolph Ziggler. Drew McIntyre, bro, you would have been better off going to find Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater, who are on the Monday Night Raw roster, and reuniting 3MB. You would have got more by doing that than by teaming up with Mr. Ziggles. It's just not, I don't know, it's not appealing to me yet. I will be patient. I will try to give it time. Maybe it will get interesting, but I think Drew McIntyre's star burns way brighter than Dolph Ziggler's right now, and he deserved a much better introduction to the Raw main roster. He got a great ovation from the crowd tonight. Absolutely great ovation from the crowd. You know who didn't get a great ovation from the crowd? Dolph fucking Ziggler. Mojo Rawley. This was so important, they didn't even deem it necessary to tell us during the broadcast that Mojo Rawley was brought up. This was announced on Twitter and Instagram and wherever the hell they put all their social media shit. Mojo Rawley. Monday Night Rawley, he's calling it now. Alright, everybody's going to do that now. We're going to have Monday Night Rollins. He's going to just come right on to Monday Night Raw, his first night, and cut a little promo thing proclaiming that it's Monday Night Rawley now. You can't steal other people's things. First of all, it was Monday Night Jericho about 20 years ago. Seth Rollins recently brought it back. It's Monday Night Rollins. He beat you to the punch. You can't use it. He's got a shirt with it and everything. Nobody wants to see Monday Night Rawley anyway. This, again, is only made worse to me by the fact that Zack Ryder was announced to the Monday Night Raw roster tonight. This was also so important that it was deemed necessary only on social media. And the worriment I have here is that we're going to get more in the same that we're getting from SmackDown Live. Just like with the 4 guys from the United States title picture. We're going to see Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley now on Monday Night Raw going at it. What are we going to see? Rawley coming out and being like, oh, I'm trying to get away from you. You're always following me everywhere, Ryder. We got to put an end to this. Should I be patient with that? Should I give it a chance, you guys? I don't think so. I have no faith in the ability of the WWE creative to make anything interesting. Especially when involving 2 mildly interesting at best. Zack Ryder's ship has sailed about 3 years ago. After he won that Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania in the ladder match, and then lost it the next night on Raw, your 5 minutes have been up. It doesn't matter what you do on the internet, what you do with pop vinyl toys, what you do during, the New York Toy Fair, wherever they want to throw you to be an ambassador. That's going to be your job, bro. I'm sorry. Woo, 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 you know it. And I know it. Zack Ryder's time is over. Mojo Rawley's time has just begun, but it has begun in such an awful way that I'm not that interested in this new heel Mojo Rawley, but I could be wrong. Maybe they could turn it into something. I'm going to be a little bit forgiving because, like we said, this is the reset button time of year. This was all stuff that should have happened on the Raw after Mania. This shakeup is what a Raw after Mania feels like. It's just 1 week too late. Why they didn't just do this last week so that we can just get down on the floor and go with our feet running by the time we got to tonight, I will never know. What the stall was for. Absolutely terrible. Baron Corbin, we talked about the Ascension. I didn't see this on social media or during the broadcast. Did you? I definitely missed that announcement. I've only seen it on this official listing given to me by the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 newsletter, Dave Meltzer's site. So, this is the first I've even seen of this. We got another tag team coming to Monday Night Raw. Another tag team that is in the proverbial graveyard of tag teams. The Ascension were the first NXT tag team to come up to the main roster. They came with a lot of accolades. They were the longest reigning tag team champions at the time from NXT. They were absolutely vicious. They were a callback to the Legion of Doom and to Demolition and to the tag teams of those days. Very smash mouth, very hard hitting, very entertaining, very unique. And SmackDown Live killed them and made them a joke and dressed them up in stupid costumes with Breezango in the back. That's what we got from the Ascension. They descended into Garbage Town. And now they're coming to Monday Night Raw. Hopefully, they are trying to establish a better tag team division. If we're going to get Owens and Zayn, and we're going to get Ziggler and McIntyre, and we got Breezango, and you got the Revival who were buried tonight, we'll get into that, and you got Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, I can still keep going. You got the Bar. Now we're talking. Now we're talking about a tag team division. We'll have to see. It gives me hope that this is Raw we're talking about, you guys. If the show was a little better tonight, I'd be maybe a little bit more excited. But tonight's show, as a show, was garbage. Right now, we're just going over the rest of the moves. Mike Kanellis. Didn't hear that one. Why would anybody give a shit? Mike Kanellis was barely used. They didn't even let him use his real name. The guy's name is Mike Bennett. He's allowed to use Impact Wrestling names now, like because of that contract, and we got Woke and Matt Hardy doing his thing, and you got Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry, not Drew McIntyre. Who the hell? You got Bobby Lashley and everybody coming from TNA, even though he was Bobby Lashley before. I know, get off my balls. I'm losing who I meant to talk about, but there are other people from TNA that have their TNA images. AJ Styles, for one, Samoa Joe. Like, these are images that they're allowed to use with no issues anymore. It doesn't matter. EC3, that's who I was thinking of. EC3, Ethan Carter III. He's named after Dixie Carter. He kept his thing. It's allowed. It's allowed now. And Mike Kanellis should be Mike Bennett. You don't have to call him the Miracle, but he should be Mike Bennett. Let him at least be who he is. Stop emasculating the man. Why has he got to walk around with his wife's name? She would much rather be walking around with his name. That's why she married him. Mike Bennett to Raw. Who gives a shit? Bobby Roode came to Raw. tonight, like we talked about before. Bobby Roode, if he is immediately placed in the mix with Jinder and Baron and Ziggler and the rest of these guys, Sami Zayn, I don't want to see it. We've been seeing it. There is nothing new about it. It's an illusion. It's just going to be dressed in red, and it's going to be all the same shit that we saw from all last year, and it's absolute garbage. So Bobby Roode didn't really need a move in his show as he needed a move in his attitude, and a heel turn is what is needed by Bobby Roode. We've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks. So now the fun and the games are over, right? We got this shakedown for Raw is done. All the fun is over. Now let's have him come out next week and start fresh and begin his descent into madness and be the heel that Bobby Roode was born to be. This glorious thing is so much bigger than a babyface song pop. Let him be who he wants to be. Let him do what he can do, and it will be glorious on Monday Night Raw. But as of right now, if everything stays the way it's been and they don't make a change to the character, then the change in show is going to mean fucking zero. And it won't be glorious at all. The final move listed as of this hour, another move that was not made public knowledge but was announced on social media following Monday Night Raw. It actually popped up just before I hit the record button, and thank God I seen it, is Chad Gable. Now this move is the most intriguing move of the night to me, because Chad Gable was brought by himself to this same show where his old buddy Jason Jordan resides. Jason Jordan has been off TV. We have forgotten about him, thankfully. Hopefully they bring him back without the adopted Angle son gimmick anymore. Let him turn heel. Let Gable turn heel with him. We have seen the ability of Chad Gable to skirt the lines of a heel character alongside Shelton Benjamin as of late. I think American Alpha as a heel team reformed on Monday Night Raw in this new tag team division that seems to be shaping up a little bit. If I have my way and they do the things that I have said so far, I would love that. I would be all over that. Reunite a team that should never have been broken up to begin with for the sake of a stupid soap opera TV angle that nobody gave a shit about in the crowd and the universe in collectivity. I don't know if that's a word, but all together in one, in unison, took a dump all over this whole thing, and we have not let up since, and we don't want to see Jason Jordan as Kurt Angle's ridiculous imaginary son. We want to see him alongside Chad Gable and do their thing as the American Alpha. American Alpha versus the Usos. American Alpha versus any team. I'd see American Alpha versus Breezango if they let them wrestle. Would be friggin' amazing. Absolutely amazing. 4 top-tier talents right there. Give them more than 5 minutes and take the jokes away from the match, and that is what tag team wrestling could be all about. Those were all the moves tonight. As far as the show, the way it went down, I got my notes here. This was absolutely horrible. We talked about Jinder versus Jeff and Jeff Hardy winning the United States Championship. What that reigns to lead to, who the hell knows. Jeff Hardy's never held the United States Championship, so now he's a Grand Slam champion. The WWE's throwing around that Grand Slam accolade like it's potato chips. Right? Like popcorn in a movie theater. Oh, here's the Grand Slam champion for you. For you. For you. Wait, how can I get my Grand Slam championship, huh? Why don't you just give one to me since you're just handing them out to everybody? We could do it in 1 week. I could win all 4 titles and it'll be all done. Randy Orton just did it. Now Jeff Hardy did it. You know they're going to do it when they make mention of the fact, oh, Jeff Hardy has never held a U.S. championship, and that's all he needs to be a Grand Slam champion. What did you think was going to happen tonight as soon as Michael Cole said that? As ridiculous as it was. I don't mind seeing Jeff Hardy as a United States champion. I wonder if his belt or the IC belt will go back to SmackDown. Either way, it'll be great to see Jeff Hardy in some singles action, in some title matches, maybe some ladder matches and stuff if they give him some proper opponents It will be great. Jeff Hardy wins with a Swanton Bomb. Raw continued to want to shove Jinder Mahal down our face by showing him backstage all pissed off and despondent about losing his United States Championship. He's invoking his rematch for the worst Royal Rumble in India, or Saudi Arabia rather, excuse me, coming up in a couple of weeks. And he runs into No Way Jose. And you know what? This is exactly where Jinder Mahal belongs. Wrestling guys like No Way Jose in the lower mid-card and losing to Jose to get him over with the crowd. I want them to stop with the dancing idiots that accompany Jose every which way he goes. I don't need Adam Rose 2.0. We all know as soon as that music hits that it's time for a party. Instead of having a bunch of dancing rejects with him, why don't you just kill the lights, drop a disco ball or something, get some techno lights going or whatever, and have the man just dance by himself down to the ring like you did back in NXT, because that works so well. It works so well. He's a one-man fiesta. No way, Jose. I say no way to all these jerk-offs around him. It brings the whole package down. But Jinder Mahal versus No Way Jose, that's exactly right to me. That feels like this is the kind of matchups we should be seeing on Monday Night Raw. That might not sound like superstar matchup to you, but that's wrestling, bro. That's what wrestling is all about. You're supposed to have those matchups so that one of these two guys start to come off as a star. And if they do it right, they will both come off in a shining light and elevate their stock. That's the craft of pro wrestling. Terrible what they've been doing lately. Bayley versus Sasha was another match we had tonight, which was actually very good. They were wrestling very well, but this match, again, barely got started. This is where they wanted to ruin everything by having the debut of the Riot Squad on Monday Night Raw, and I say no, thanks. Next. I'd much rather have seen Bayley and Sasha just keep wrestling until maybe the time ran out and there was no winner, and then you could extend this feud even further. This is the best story going in the women's division across all of WWE's programming right now, and it's taken back seat to literally everything else. No Asuka tonight, by the way. So expect to see her tomorrow on the Blue brand. And if not, what the fuck? Because she wasn't on either show last week. She's not on either show this week. Something's wrong. And I don't like it. Authors of Pain versus Rhino and Slater 2. Rhino and Slater come out, they say they want redemption, they want a rematch, blah, 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 blah. Authors of Pain win very easily. A little bit too much time in this match, I thought. I know last week I said I expected maybe Rhino to give them, you know, a little bit of the business, and he did so tonight. But I felt tonight, even more so than ever, that they should have just came out and squashed them. Absolutely just dismantled them from start to finish in maybe 2 minutes flat. Because that's what the Authors of Pain is all about. Maybe already losing Paul Ellering has affected them to the point where they can't beat Slater and Rhino as effectively as they did just 1 week ago. Because the match was much quicker last week. But that's all I really have to say about that. I don't like the Authors of Pain right now without direction. I know they're making their way towards the championships of Raw eventually. But without that centerpiece or that mouthpiece of Paul Ellering, they need some sort of a direction. And I think if they put him... I had pitched this months ago, actually. I thought that this would be a great team to put with Roman Reigns. And you make a heel team, a super heel team, that would just generate so much heat. Can you imagine if he got these two big behemoths to be his bodyguards? He's so full of himself that he needs other guys to do his dirty work now. And you have this big, just dirty, vicious faction led by the Big Dog. If I have to hear Michael Cole scream that shit 100 times again, it's just so brutal. The Big Dog. Horrible. Miz TV, where we saw the debut of Owens and Zayn, which was actually the best segment of the night. Miz TV, you know, every week I usually complain and I go, why do we have to have another Miz TV? But this last Miz TV of Monday Night Raw was the best Miz TV I have seen since Miz has come to Raw. Everybody was on point. The deliveries were great. Owens and Zayn were fantastic. Kurt Angle didn't even flub too much. He came out and made the 10-man tag team matchup that was going to main event the show. And he also announced in the only move to SmackDown tonight that The Miz would be saying goodbye. And this would be the last time we will see The Miz on Monday Night Raw, but he will be going alone as the Miztourage will remain on Monday Night Raw. Now this offers up a very interesting scenario, which we breached in the SuperStar Shake-Up preview that we put up yesterday or the day before, whenever it was. But I want Bo Dallas to somehow find his way to Bray Wyatt. And I think you will finally see Bo Dallas escape this curse of NXT that has befallen him as of late. So that was that. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus the Revival. The winner faces the Bar at the Worst Royal Rumble on April the 27th. The Revival lose in what was a decent match if you were not too distracted by the 5-man commentary team. The coach is just dreck, man. He's just fucking awful. How do you ask them, what does the bar mean? A 5-year-old could tell you what that means. We don't just set the bar, we are the bar. And then coach is like, but what does that mean? And then they even went to Michael Cole. Sheamus is like, Cole, please, help us. And they were just all over each other. It's so distracting. This would rear its head again during the women's match later on tonight. We will talk about that too. But this match is also a clear-cut indication of the future of the Revival, which is right down the fucking tubes, as the WWE clearly hates all things NXT. The Revival clearly, I think, should be in line to be the next tag team champions of Monday Night Raw. And then from there, they could facilitate the dissolution of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. You don't have to have Wyatt and Hardy win the titles now. Just because you have a hot topic going on right now doesn't mean you have to put title belts on them. Let the story flesh out and grow. We got 2 weeks till we see this match. And do the Bar regain their championships? I say most likely. And to that point, I would say you should have taken this chance to change things up. You want to shake things up again? Let's make things different and have the Revival be our tag team champions. But no. The Revival got buried tonight by Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy in a decent match. It had the usual fun spots. The wonderful clapping, wonderful, Great, but, one hand I'm happy because I like the team of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, and I don't want them to kill that off just yet. I want them to explore this and have some fun with it. Don't just automatically go and kill it off because you got some other crazy idea cooked up for Bray Wyatt involving Sanity, which I'm not really interested in. I'm really not. I would much rather see Eric Young take that stable from where he had it and bring it to something new instead of handing it over to somebody that doesn't need it. What he needs is what he's doing right now, and I'm very much into it. So Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy win. They go to face the Bar at the Worst Royal Rumble. We'll see what happens. Breezango shows up backstage, gives the Bar a fashion ticket because they're wearing skirts, like we said. Fantastic. I was already pissed off at the initial debut of Breezango on Monday Night Raw, but they did, like I said, finally have a match, and we will talk about that in a second. Mickie James versus Ember Moon with Nia Jax on commentary. Nia Jax clearly uncomfortable with that headset on. She sounded like a shy 5-year-old girl who was afraid to spell her word in the spelling bee. Spell the word bully. B-U-L-L-Y. The correct spelling is A-L-E-X-A, Alexa. I don't... She just... To me, it made the commentary so bad and so distracting that I couldn't help but feel like it was the WWE's way of taking a shit all over Ember Moon's first main roster singles match against a 6-time women's champion. You want to give her a little nickname. You want to call her the She-Nam. And I like that. I thought that was cool. But I would have much rather seen the match without having to hear Nia Jax talking like this. Well, yeah, I'm over Alexa, and I'm comfortable in my body. Did you hear what I said? Because that's what I felt like I was listening to on Monday Night Raw. And then they want to take it one step further. And during the match, it's bad enough we have to go to commercials with the picture-in-picture. We're going picture-in-picture to talk to Alexa Bliss, who was supposed to be out there on commentary, but didn't want to come out on commentary because Nia was out there. And Nia's going to bully me and this and that. We are distracting from the first singles match of one of the next big up-and-coming female stars for you to shine a spotlight on two girls to name-call and nitpick and focus on bullying. And while we're on this topic, you got Nia Jax on the microphone whispering about how she wants to be a voice for people everywhere to be comfortable in their bodies and not be ashamed of being fat. And then her fucking cousin Roman Reigns wants to come out later and call Samoa Joe a fat ass. Does anybody else see why this place drives me insane? Or is it just me? Am I just a fucking idiot on my own little island over here? Am I the mook? I don't think so. I don't think so. I know what I'm talking about, and that's why you come here to watch the hammer swing hard, because nobody's telling you what I'm telling you right here on Sledgehammer TV. We got Owens and Zayn backstage with The Miz. The Miz telling everybody this is going to be his crowning achievement on Raw. Who cares? Let's just get to the end of the show. Dolph Ziggler makes his debut, like I said. We had Titus Worldwide bring out Miss Piggy and the rest of the donuts and try to get him to come into the back and stay with them and do nothing, which is all Titus Worldwide ever does. And they want Dolph Ziggler to become a loser like them. Maybe they wanted him to be in a tag team with Apollo, and they would call them Apollo Ziggs. Who the hell knows what Titus had in store? All I know is I didn't give two shits, and it actually took down, in my opinion, the debut of Drew McIntyre, who deserved a much better welcome to Monday Night Raw than this segment right here. Roman Reigns came out. He wanted to continue on his anti-Brock Lesnar, I'm here, I came to work. Brock Lesnar didn't come to work, y'all. This is not cool, yes sir. I don't care. Nobody cares. The crowd was all over Roman Reigns. As usual, actually a little harder tonight than it has been in recent weeks. He couldn't get a word out without the Boo Birds swinging down hard on their own, bringing their own hammers of justice down in Hartford, Connecticut on the Roman one. The Empire is not strong in Connecticut. That's Vince McMahon's backyard. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at this. Samoa Joe came out and saved us from all of this and absolutely cut him down. Pretty much laying it out as factual as we do. Samoa Joe laying the law down and telling it as it is. Because he says you have been given every opportunity to get the job done, and you have not. And you never will. And when you're done playing with Brock Lesnar, who has beat you every single time you get in the ring with him, I'm going to be there at Backlash to put you out of your misery for good. And then all Roman Reigns has to say is, yeah, why don't you come down here, fat ass? Get the hell out of here. Natalya versus Mandy Rose. I could have went to sleep. This match looked like mother versus daughter, if you ask me. It was an absolute mismatch of the night. Terrible. First of all, I thought she announced Sonya Deville to be... I don't know, that was just me. I think I wasn't really listening because that was right about the time I got the news about baby Anthony. Yeah. So I might have not been fully paying attention. But Natty versus Mandy, Crap Solution still lives. They came out with the page music and all, and I wasn't very happy about it. Natalya wins, right? She gets Mandy Rose a tap out. Then the Crap Attacks Crap Attack from Crap Solution. Sonya Deville comes in, starts to interfere. They start to beat up Natalya. And lo and behold, I don't give a damn about your stupid theme song. I hate that fucking song. I've hated it since I've heard it in Shrek. And now it's going to be in my wrestling world. I don't like that friggin' song. Bad reputation. I don't care if it's a classic punk song. If that offends you, I fully apologize. Everybody's, entitled to their own taste in music. You may love that song. You might get your groove on and start jamming your head and throwing your horns up and being your old punk thing. And I don't care. It's great for you. I hate that song. It just grates at my nerves. It's just one of my least favorite songs. Sorry. So it doesn't help Ronda Rousey's image to me. But tonight, she came out and did a few spots. Everybody got all hype. She got the biggest pop of the night, actually, if I was listening correctly. And we had Ronda Rousey come out and make the save to Natty, her training partner. Who cares? Then they announced Baron Corbin. They had a nice little vignette announcing Baron Corbin. Breezango beats the Bar. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Tyler Breeze got the pin on Cesaro. Unbelievable. Shock win of the night. I thought for sure this was just going to be more of the same. Breezango is on Monday Night Raw their first night. They're going to be fed to the incumbent champions, or the former champions, or the soon-to-be champions, however you want to phrase it. But that's not what happened here. So immediately, if the Bar wins, you'd have to think that Breezango is in line for a title shot, and they could say, hey, listen, we beat the Bar before they got their belts back. So we need a title shot. And maybe they have to earn it and win it again, and off into the races we go for Breezango. And we could hope that that's the way it goes. And then we had the 5-on-5 tag team matchup with the surprise debut of Bobby Roode, who is on the same team as Bobby Lashley, who I can't stand either. I don't know if it's his LeBron James headband that just makes me want to pop him in the head. I don't know, man. He was alright tonight. He was impressive. He looks big. He looks strong. He was throwing Sami Zayn around. He held up Sami Zayn in that stalling suplex. He was impressive. But I don't care. I don't care not one lick about a Bobby Lashley. And who else was in that match? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Who cares? It was Braun Strowman was the star of the match. It was a whole thing just to say goodbye to The Miz. The Miz would eat a running power slam from the Monster Among Men, and Monday Night Raw would be over, and the reign of The Miz on Raw is over as well. We will not have to see Miz TV on a Monday night anymore. I fully expect to see it on the Blue Show each and every Tuesday. Probably still grating my nerves. However, we are going to get The Miz and Daniel Bryan. Holy shit. Can't wait to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow night. Like I said, The Miz, the only superstar announced for SmackDown, so all the moves for SmackDown will be revealed tomorrow in part 2 of the Superstar Shake-Up, and you could be sure to be here with us as we will bring you coverage of that part 2 and bring the hammer down like only we can do, because I already know that it can't be much better than this. And as long as AJ Styles didn't move, I'm pretty much a happy guy. I was hoping to see a lot more people move to SmackDown Live tonight, but they didn't do a structured, move for move style shake-up. We got all of the moves for Raw tonight, and we're going to get all the moves for SmackDown tomorrow, and we will give you all of our thoughts and feelings on it tomorrow night, following SmackDown Live's Superstar Shake-Up. Thank you guys so much. This was a long one. There was a lot to talk about, a lot going on right now in the world of the WWE, and we will be here to bring it to you each and every day. All you have to do, like we said at the beginning, do not forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed today's show. Share this show with all of your wrestling buddies. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to get this show off the ground. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the worst Royal Rumble on April 27th. Why not? Why not give me a short goal? Maybe we could do it. All I need is you. Just hit that subscribe button. If you are not already a member of the Sledgehammer Club, subscribe right now. Like this video, thumbs up, share it with your friends. Let's grow this club more and more each and every day. If you picked up your shirts over the week of WrestleMania, don't forget to get your pictures at me. Tweet them at me at Twitter. At Nick Nightmare is my handle. Send them to me on Facebook at facebook.com, The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Or you can get them to me through YouTube. Post them up in a comment section. Who knows? Get them to me however you can, and I promise you will be on a subscriber special video that I will produce for all of you that picked up the shirt. And thank you so much for doing so and showing your support for the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. I am Nick Nightmare. This is Blue the Snowball Microphone, the world heavyweight champion of microphones. This is the Wrestling God of Thunder, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much once again for joining me. That is going to do it, and we are out of here. And we will see you tomorrow night for SmackDown Live right here on Sledgehammer TV. Have a good one.